Imagine this. You're racing through space on an impossible journey. Darkness stretches in every direction. Endless, silent, ancient. Thousands of stars glow quietly in the distance. Tiny points of light scattered across an ocean of black. The low rumble of your spacecraft's engines vibrates through the cabin, a steady pulse, like a heartbeat echoing through the void. Your breath fogs the glass in front of you. You wipe it away and stare outside once more. Behind you, Earth is getting smaller, smaller and smaller, until the entire world, every city, every memory, every person you've ever known, becomes nothing more than a tiny blue dot. And then, a strange question enters your mind. What if time isn't moving forward at all? What if every moment of your life already exists? Your childhood, this very moment, even the moments you haven't experienced yet. And what if you're not traveling through time, but simply moving through moments that have always been there? We all think of time as a river. The past is behind us. The present is happening right now. And the future? It hasn't arrived yet. But what if I told you that your birth, this very moment you're watching this video, and even the moment of your death, might all already exist? Sounds unsettling, doesn't it? This idea is called the block universe. Theoretical physicist Jim Al-Khalili often explains it with a simple analogy. Imagine the universe as a giant book. Every page represents a different moment in time. On one page, you're taking your first steps. On another, you're falling in love for the first time. On another, you're experiencing heartbreak. And somewhere else, you might be celebrating the greatest achievement of your life. We think we're turning those pages one by one. But according to the block universe, every page already exists. All of them, at the same time. Which means your future may not be something that's being created. It may already be there, waiting as another page in the book of Spacetime. And if that's true, then somewhere in the universe, you are still a child. You are still growing older. And you are still watching this video right now. Now here's where things get truly strange. The feeling you're experiencing right now, this moment, this present moment. What if it's an illusion? Because according to Einstein's theory of relativity, there is no single universal now. No cosmic clock that everyone in the universe agrees on. Imagine you're traveling through space at nearly the speed of light. Time would pass differently for you than it would for someone back on Earth. An event that feels like right now to you could be part of the future, or even the past for someone else. And this isn't just science fiction. Without accounting for relativity, even the GPS on your phone wouldn't work correctly. The satellites orbiting Earth experience time slightly differently than we do. Without constant corrections, your location could drift by miles. And this is where the block universe begins to gain real scientific support. According to this idea, time isn't something that flows. It's a dimension, just like length, width, and height. Think about a road. The road doesn't appear as you drive down it. It already exists from beginning to end. You simply move through it. The block universe suggests that time may work the same way. Every moment of your life, your birth, your first love, your greatest success, and your final day, may already exist within the structure of space-time. Think of it like a train traveling along a track. Every station already exists before the train arrives. The train doesn't create the stations. It simply passes through them, one after another. And perhaps we experience time in exactly the same way. Perhaps we're not moving toward the future at all. Perhaps the future is already there, and we're simply traveling through it, one moment at a time. A traveler moving through a landscape that has always existed. It's 10 p.m. You're sitting around the dinner table with your family. Someone is telling a story you've heard 100 times before. Your brother is scrolling through his phone. Your mom is laughing. And without even thinking, you say, "Can you put your phone down for 1 minute?" It feels like an ordinary night. Nothing special. Nothing you'll remember. At least, that's what you think. But years later, one of the people sitting at that table is gone. And suddenly, that ordinary moment becomes priceless. You find yourself wishing you could go back. Not for a year, not even for a day, just for a few more minutes. Just to hear that laugh one more time. And that's where the block universe offers a strange kind of comfort. It suggests that moment hasn't disappeared. It still exists, somewhere within the vast structure of space-time. Your mom is still laughing. Your brother is still staring at his phone. The television is still playing in the background. And you're still sitting at that table, completely unaware of how precious that moment really is. From this perspective, the past isn't destroyed. It isn't erased. It's simply a different location in time. Just as a city doesn't cease to exist because you've driven past it, a moment doesn't cease to exist because you've moved beyond it. And perhaps that's why memories feel so powerful. Because somewhere deep inside, we struggle to accept that something so meaningful could simply vanish. The block universe suggests that maybe it never does. Maybe those moments, the laughter, the conversations, the people we love, remain woven into space-time, forever part of the universe's story. And perhaps, in some strange and beautiful way, they never truly leave us. They remain there, quietly, eternally, waiting on another page of the cosmic book. But this is where things get complicated, because the block universe doesn't just change how we think about time, it challenges something much deeper. Philosophers call this idea eternalism, the belief that the past, the present, and the future are all equally real. In other words, your first birthday is just as real as this moment, and this moment is just as real as your final day. No moment is more real than any other. But if every moment already exists, what does that mean for your choices? The career change you've been thinking about. The person you've been meaning to tell, "I love you." The mistake you've been trying to make right. Are those decisions truly yours? Or were they already woven into the fabric of space-time? This is known as the free will problem. And for thousands of years, it has been one of the deepest questions in human philosophy. If the future already exists, are you creating it? Or are you simply moving toward a destination that has always been there? Imagine opening a book and discovering that the final chapter has already been written. The characters still make choices. They still struggle. They still hope. They still fall in love. Yet the ending already exists somewhere ahead. Could reality work the same way? Could every choice feel free from the inside, while still being part of a larger structure that already exists? And here's the unsettling part. Despite centuries of debate, no one, not physicists, not philosophers, not mathematicians, has been able to answer that question completely. Because the moment we ask whether we're truly free, we're forced to confront an even bigger mystery. Whether time is something we create or something we're already inside of. And perhaps that's a question the universe never intended to answer for us. But there's a fascinating twist. Not every philosopher believes that the block universe destroys free will. In fact, many argue that the two can coexist. This idea is known as compatibilism. Think about it this way. Imagine your favorite movie. From the opening scene to the final credits, the entire story already exists. Every frame, every conversation, every decision. The ending has been there from the very beginning. And yet, when a character faces a difficult choice, that choice still feels real. They don't know what's coming next. They weigh their options. They struggle. They doubt themselves. They hope. They fear. And then, they choose. Was that experience any less real simply because the ending already existed? Compatibilism says no. Freedom doesn't mean being able to break the laws of physics. It doesn't mean stepping outside the universe and rewriting reality. Freedom means acting according to your own thoughts, your own values, and your own reasons. Not because someone forced you, not because someone controlled you, but because the decision came from you. And according to compatibilism, that kind of freedom can still be completely real, even inside a block universe. Maybe the future already exists. Maybe every chapter of your story is already somewhere within the structure of space-time. But you're still the one who has to experience it. You're still the one who has to make the call. Take the risk. Say the words. Choose the path. One moment at a time, one decision at a time, one page at a time. And this is where the block universe offers a strange kind of comfort. When someone dies, we say they're gone, that they no longer exist. But the block universe tells a very different story. It suggests that every moment of that person's life still exists. The day they were born, their first day at school, the day they fell in love, the day they made you laugh so hard you couldn't breathe, the last conversation you ever had with them. According to the block universe, those moments haven't vanished. They haven't been erased. They're still there, woven into the fabric of space-time. Perhaps the only thing that's changed is that your journey through time has moved beyond them. And yet, this is where the mystery returns. Because if every moment is equally real, then what makes this moment special? What makes today different from yesterday, or 1,000 years from now? Is your grief, your joy, your love, something uniquely meaningful? Or are they simply points in a vast cosmic landscape? For more than 2,000 years, philosophers have wrestled with that question. Marcus Aurelius once described time as a river, a current that carries everything away. Once a moment passes, it's gone forever. But the block universe offers a radically different picture. It says the river never actually flows. Every drop of water is still there. Every moment remains exactly where it has always been. So who's right? Is time a river carrying us away from the past? Or is the past still there, waiting silently in another corner of space-time? And perhaps the most unsettling possibility is this. What if both perspectives are true, depending on where you're standing? Existential, personal, meaningful. So after all of this, what are we supposed to do with this idea? If the block universe is true, then maybe this moment was always going to happen. Maybe you were always going to click on this video. Maybe you were always going to hear these words. Maybe this exact thought was always waiting for you somewhere in space-time. But does that make this moment any less real? Does it make your curiosity any less real? Your wonder, your excitement, your fear? Of course not. The French philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre once wrote, "Existence precedes essence." In other words, you exist first, and then you create meaning. Maybe the block universe is right. Maybe every moment of your life already exists somewhere within the vast structure of space-time. Your childhood, your successes, your failures, the people you've loved, the people you've lost. Perhaps they're all still there. But that still leaves one important question. Who gives those moments meaning? You do. Think back to that ordinary dinner table, the laughter, the conversation, the familiar voices, the people sitting around you. At the time, it probably felt like just another night, nothing special, nothing unforgettable. And yet, years later, it might become one of the memories you treasure most. The block universe may preserve that moment forever, but appreciating it, loving it, finding meaning in it, that's your job. Because maybe life isn't about changing the timeline. Maybe it isn't about escaping fate. Maybe it isn't about controlling every outcome. Maybe it's about recognizing the value of the moment you're living while you're still living it. Before it becomes a memory, before it becomes a story, before it becomes a moment you'd give anything to experience one more time. And perhaps that's what makes this moment so valuable. You met. The strangest question still remains. If the past, the present, and the future already exist, do we truly have free will? Or was this moment always waiting for you? The moment you clicked on this video, the moment you heard these words, the moment you began questioning the nature of time itself. Was it all woven into the fabric of space-time from the very beginning? Maybe we'll never know. Maybe it's a question that no equation can answer. And maybe that's okay. Because perhaps the block universe offers something more valuable than certainty. A different way of looking at life. Because if this idea is true, then every moment of love, every act of kindness, every time you forgave someone, every conversation that mattered, every laugh you shared with the people you care about, still exists. Nothing is erased. Nothing is lost. Those moments remain woven into the structure of the universe itself. Because maybe time isn't carrying them away. Maybe they're still there, exactly where they've always been. Perhaps somewhere in space-time, you're still taking your very first steps. Still looking up at the night sky and wondering what lies beyond it. Still sitting around that dinner table with the people you love. Still living moments you don't yet realize will become precious memories. And somewhere, you're still watching this video. Maybe that's the real beauty of the block universe. Not that every moment lasts forever, but that every meaningful moment already belongs to forever. And somehow, that's enough.